1865, there were nearly 200,000 West Indians in this country. Whilst Britain had repeatedly fallen under the spell of black American dance music, the mid-60s were to see the beginnings of black British dance music.
People from the Caribbean do not separate life from dancing. It's a part of life. It's who they are. And they have to celebrate that.
For the immigrants, it was the first time they'd been somewhere so cold, and the first time they'd experienced the unpleasant sensation of being a minority. Britain might have recruited them for work, but it did not welcome them at play.
In the city's dance halls, nobody is barred, but coloured men are not encouraged. He'll be asked to get out if he does much of this. And there'll always be someone who objects even to the primmest ballroom dancing if the colours are mixed.
When people came here from the Caribbean and they came upon all those prejudices and what have you, they found a way of releasing themselves. If they're frustrated, they would put on some music and just dance.
Dancing is a huge part of our survival. When I was a little girl growing up, the parties my parents had, they came together to relieve the stress, to talk about back home. Dancing was part of their holding their sanity together.
Take me across.
Being so unwelcome in mainstream dancing venues wasn't going to stop new Caribbean immigrants dancing. They just got together at private house parties.
Like that lucky.
Of course, you had these people who came up from Jamaica who were DJs, you'd call it, or we call them selector. And they would have a whole range of records that they would have brought with them.
This is ska. Yes, this is ska. Original and indigenous. The music of guitar, saxophone, trumpets, bass and drums.
It's like African beats. I mean, it's where it originally comes from. The ska is a combination of jazz and mento, which is one of the first types of sort of Jamaican music, and a little bit of calypso as well.
Ska music had first come to Britain in the late 1950s. To ears and feet used to rock and roll, it was utterly foreign.
Ska is dem, 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 where rock and roll it's that. It's on a different beat.
This beat has taken Jamaica by storm. Now, what is the authentic style of this new dance craze? Let's take a look-see, shall we?
Your head's bobbing, your waist is going from sort of side to side as well. And they would do it sort of like, sometimes they do it a lot more frantically and whatever. It depends on, how much they like the music.
Nothing this good to dance to stays hidden for long. White British kids, particularly the mods, started to find the unofficial Jamaican ska clubs.
If you get near the place, you could hear this music coming out, and it was unbelievable. There'd be one or two white people in there. Felt a little bit uneasy at first, but then obviously you knew there was no one going to bother you there, and the music was good, you were listening to it, so all of a sudden you put your beer down, you just stand there and bob, and everybody else is doing the same, but no one else is looking at you. You just move the body to the beat, you've done your own thing, and you seem to get away with it.
Ska, that is the first time I think white British people kind of, oh my God, what do I dance to? But it's really the offbeat, What is most important is that you have the body has to stay down. Rather than popping up, you have to stay down. And this is natural, comes very natural to people from African and Caribbean sensitivity.
Even if it wasn't natural for white British feet, they soon got the hang of it, especially the mods and later the skinheads.
Jamaican ska is the big music that working class skinheads listened to in the late 1960s.
I want all you skinheads to get up on your feet. Put your braces together and your boots on your feet and give me some of that old moon stomping. get ready. We got 3 million miles to reach on the moon. So let's start getting happy now. Ready? Yeah.
Those who are dancing to it are really getting on that rhythm. It was almost instinctual, certainly not an intellectualized appreciation of a foreign musical form. It was very much about hitting you in the feet and getting those feet moving.
To the moon hop. To the moon hop. Mix it with the kangaroo jump. Mix it with the kangaroo jump.
Jamaican ska, North American soul, funk, why these forms of music come to have an importance in British dance scenes, I think it's probably to do with the foregrounding of rhythm within North American music and within Jamaican music, which contrasts to the foreground of melody or harmony in European traditions.